welcome to week 2, episode 2 of Sports Ed with Aaron.
And Danielle.
Now, today is the beginning of week 3 of the NFL season, but we're doing episode 2 right before week 3 officially starts with game time tonight between the Pats and the Texans.
So today we're starting off with top stories. There seems to be injuries around the league, especially in week 2, particularly Adrian Peterson, who pretty much he's out for maybe 3 months, maybe the rest of the season. Talk about how that impacts the Vikings.
Well, they were already looking forward to Adrian Peterson being an explosive player on the field. There's been a lot of talk of wanting him to try to. They initially were trying to say he played through injury before, but now with him having to go out with the surgery and everything, they have to then readjust their lineup.
And also, you have to take into consideration they just signed Sam Bradford, and now Sam Bradford doesn't have a running back. It's like he can't catch a break. He goes from one team to a new team, and he's had a pretty good week 2, and now he's lost his running back, but they're a playoff team last year and have a good defense, so they're replacing Adrian Peterson with a couple of guys. All I don't know how they're going to do, but I think their defense will keep them in the games. Uh, they did sign Ronnie Hillman, who used to play for the Denver Broncos. Uh, but we'll have to see how it goes. But that's a big loss. Adrian Peterson's one of the best running backs in the league, and he's over 30 years old. So they're saying, or the experts are saying, that maybe this might be the last, not his last year, but he's due $17 million next season, and they don't think he's going to get that contract extension. Maybe this is his last hurrah in the league. I don't know.
We'll see more about that as the season progresses.
Yeah. And next, Danny Woodhead of the San Diego Chargers tore his ACL. He's out for the season. Now, Danny Woodhead was the number 1/number 2 running back with Melvin Gordon in the San Diego Chargers offense, who also lost Keenan Allen, their top wide receiver, to an ACL injury in week 1. So who's left but Phillip Rivers, the quarterback, and Melvin Gordon, and there's a rookie, a wide receiver, I believe, who's going to have to step up. But what does that mean for the league with these running backs?
Well, it means, first of all, maybe there's a little too much conditioning. I know they were saying that before the season started, that the athletes are working out a little too much and their bodies are too physically fit, which is making them prone to injury. You would never think that being too fit would make you subject to getting hurt easier, especially you would think an athletic body would be able to take the wear and tear, but it's actually supposed to be more harm than good. So I don't know. That gym membership, I don't know. Might have to.
You might need to add a little bit of meat. Sometimes all muscle isn't good for you. You need a little bit of fat, okay?
Yeah, just a little.
That fat is where the flavor is. And the last injury we're going to talk about is Jimmy Garoppolo was the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots while Tom Brady is suspended. And he's out for tonight's game. The Patriots have inserted their third-string quarterback, a rookie, their third-round pick. So how's that going to impact tonight's game, Aaron?
I will say the Patriots are still the Patriots.
That's true.
Honestly, I'm still gonna pick the Patriots to win. I just think, they're a powerhouse team despite all their scandals and all that. So I think the Patriots will be fine. look forward to seeing how a rookie quarterback would do with the team. Gronk is back tonight too, so he's back active, so that will give them a little bit more life if they were a little shaky about the circumstance with the quarterback and all. But I look forward to seeing the game. Of course, J.J. Watt with the Texans, he's a beast on the field. I watch Hard Knocks. Yeah, that's all I can say. My new man crushed it a little bit, little kind of way. Sorry, let me stop. But yeah, he's a beast. I don't know, but I'm still gonna go with the Pats. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm picking the Patriots because they're playing at home and it's a Thursday night football game. And the Houston Texans are 2-0. The Patriots are 2-0. I don't see the Patriots losing at home, even with starting a rookie quarterback. I look for a lot of running tonight, and a pretty solid win for the Patriots.
So are we saying it's a blowout, a show out, a close out, or a throw it out?
Well, you can never guess. The Thursday night games are either blowouts or defensive games, and this game might be a defensive game, highlighted by J.J. Watt on the Texans.
I'm going to call it a close out. It could go either way. We're dealing with the rookie quarterback. They said, I think it was some kind of record that they're almost setting by having been the team that has gone so long without having a rookie quarterback starting. So I'm going to call it close. I still think the Pats are going to win, but I think it might be a physical match, or I'm going to say. It's going to be a physical match tonight.
We'll see. And one of the last stories I want to talk about is the Seattle Seahawks being penalized by the National Football League for violating the excessive contact in the off-season with their workouts. So pretty much they were hitting and doing all these physical activities against league rules, and they got fined $400,000. Their first week of organized team activities were lost for next season. They lost a 5th round draft pick, and the head coach was fined $200,000. So what does that say about the organization, the team, the coach? Why can't they abide by rules? This isn't the first time it has happened under Pete Carroll. Controversy regarding league rules.
Well, I would say as far as they're trying to protect the players, especially with the concussion issues and everything going on. So if you're going to violate the rules, player safety, you be man enough to take the fines and the penalties that come with it. Will it hurt them in the long run? I don't know, because you're a millionaire, a couple $100,000 is just a drop in the bucket, in my opinion. But hopefully it will deter them, especially when you lose draft picks, even though that's 5th round, not first or second, but that can be substantial down the line since there are a lot of good players that do come in the later rounds.
I agree. I think losing that 1 week of organized team activities will hurt, because that's a period when the off season, when they start, coming together and putting their plays into on field and studying the playbooks and things like that. So I think losing a week of reps, like they like to say, repetitions, is going to hurt. And the draft picks always hurt, because you never know. I mean, Richard Sherman, I think, was like a 7th round draft pick. So, this is a 5th rounder. You never know who you could find a diamond in the rough. But that's pretty much it for the top stories in week 2. We're going to move on into recapping the Eagles' big win on Monday Night Football. It was a pretty convincing win in the second half, not so much in the first.
No, the first half I was just like, this is ridiculous. It was like sloppy play, penalties.
Jason Kelce.
My gosh, some good huge plays. So good passes by Wentz taken back because of penalties. Butterfingers on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Matthews.
Nelson Aguilar.
But we still got the win. Pretty ugly, but we still got the W. So
Carson Wentz took way too many hits.
Indeed.
He actually caused some of his own hits by not going out of bounds fast enough, and he stayed in the pocket. I mean, he could take hits, so but you don't want him to take those hits. You want him to get rid of the ball as quickly as he can. You want him to run out of bounds. You want him to slide. He has to learn that. I mean, your second pick in the draft, you want to be around for at least 16 games, you hope, and you want to get your career started off without worrying about being injured. You just coming off two broken ribs, and you're playing well. They rated him the top quarterback in the league, I believe, so far. So far so good for him, but still got to work on the hits. The offensive line still got to do better.
Yes, and I think Carson Wentz has shown great poise. He doesn't look like a rookie on the field, that's for sure. He doesn't hesitate to throw the ball. He doesn't hesitate to move out of the pocket. So I'm good for that if you don't have a hesitant quarterback in Philly. So I'm appreciative of his confidence in his play, and I just hope it'll progress and defense, offense will help him out because we need to get some W's and get in the playoffs and try to make this Super Bowl run.
Not this year, but eventually. We all know. Well, the defense, they've been getting turnovers. They have been allowing that big, deep throw to hurt them. I mean, we saw Alshon Jeffrey burn Jalen Mills, and actually, they did stop the run, but they did let them get some pretty good runs off them as well. But the good thing is our defense is one of the best in the league so far in allowing points. They're allowing about 12 points per game. I mean, can't beat that. And we're getting turnovers, and we're putting our offense back on the field. And our offense is needing to get better in the red zone, score touchdowns, not field goals. Hopefully our kicker groin or cramps, whatever he has, will be okay for Sunday against the Steelers. But I'm looking forward to seeing our defense progress. One thing is Michael Kendricks had a broken nose. I didn't even know. I mean, I guess he got punched in the nose, a broken nose. He hasn't been practicing the past couple days, but I did see him make some plays on Monday night.
Also, with going to the defense, Malcolm Jenkins started off pretty good with the sack. But the defense kind of dwindled during the Thursday night football game. I think as far as Chicago kind of lost it for themselves because they turned the ball over. Because it was still a close game. 7-9 was the score, I think, at halftime. And then it only really went Eagles' way because of the turnovers by Chicago. So
yeah, Jay Cutler can't take a hit or hurt his hand and cried and
yeah.
I was disappointed with the special teams allowing that punt return towards the end of the game. I mean, we were pretty good at special teams for the past few seasons, and that wasn't acceptable. And the kicker, I think that kicker missed that field goal, but they blew the whistle, and then he got another chance. I'm not so positive about Caleb Sturgis. I'm thinking Cody Parkey might be on the side somewhere, hoping he'll get a call soon. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's all I have to say about the game for Thursday night as a recap for the Eagles. Bears, go Eagles.
Yeah, Lane Johnson finally got his suspension, but he's appealing, so he'll be able to play on Sunday versus the Steelers. And I'm hoping the offense could get the running back going because we still haven't really been able to run the ball well.
No. And
I'm hoping Jason Kelsey can get his, those penalties under control. He really set us back. He really set us back that first half with those two penalties. And Aguilar and Matthews have to catch the ball. I mean, there's no excuse. No
excuse.
excuse. All right, so let's move on to the NFC East. Well, heading into week 3, the Eagles and the Giants are 2-0. Redskins 0-2. Cowboys 1-1. Now, the Cowboys are playing the Bears in week 3, and they're playing the Bears at home, but Jay Cutler won't be playing. So, what do you think?
I think the Cowboys are going to win. I think the Cowboys are going to get that W against the Bears. Yeah, I don't see the Bears winning.
Even at home, even after Monday night's loss.
What do you mean?
They just lost on Monday night.
But
they're still playing at home.
Yeah, but
they lost their quarterback. Nothing.
Because all of
they
that.
Didn't show you anything.
Nah. The Alshon, he did really good with those catch, but nah. The Cowboys are gonna win, unfortunately.
I will only give I'm only giving the Cowboys a chance, an opportunity, because it was a Monday night game, so they did. And the Cowboys played on Sunday, so they have extra day to prepare. And the Bears lost Jay Cutler. And the Bears' defense was actually pretty good.
That's true.
They played the Eagles tough. And the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, he still hasn't done. He scored, but he hasn't really done much. And even Dak Prescott, he hasn't turned the ball over. So I think it'll be actually closer. It'll probably be closer than what we think, because the Eagles, they took over in the second half because of turnovers. Yeah. And that's the only way I see the Cowboys winning, is having a similar game the Eagles did. So we'll see. Either way, I'm always going to pick against the Cowboys. So I'm going to pick the Bears.
Cowboys, cowgirls.
Yeah. The Giants play home against the Redskins.
Yes.
Now, the Giants are 2-0. The Redskins are 0-2. The Giants' defense looks pretty good this year. The Redskins look bad. They look like the worst team in the NFC East after winning division last year. I don't know. I don't see them winning.
I was trying to have hope that they would get some of their wins with the other calls for the past few weeks, but no. I'm going to have to say Giants.
Yeah,
Giants.
I have to say Giants, too.
All day with that matchup. Giants.
Right. The Giants haven't been scoring many points. I don't even think Odell Beckham has been playing well from what I've seen and read. But their defense has been playing really well. And their defense scored a touchdown. I think it was a blocked field goal, a blocked punt last week versus the Saints. And they're playing at home in Giant Stadium. And the Redskins, they just lost to the Cowboys last week. So I think the Redskins are going to be 0-2 in the division.
We're gonna call this blowout.
I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout, but the Redskins are letting 33 points a game. So
I'm gonna call blowout.
It might be a blowout. So Redskins 0-3.
And they're
Giants
saying Kirk Cousins. They don't see a future.
They're frustrated with him. Redskins 0-3. Giants 3-0. And then we gotta talk about the Steelers coming to Philadelphia to play the Eagles at the Link at 4:25.
Well, I'm going to say this is going to be a tough one.
Very much so.
We've already, the Bears D was good. Browns, what? This is a team.
Right.
This is a team that has some Super Bowl rings.
Their power ranking is number 1 by NFL.
Yes, so this is where we're going to really see what kind of play Carson Wentz has with this Eagles team against a real competitor. So I think we see that he looks nice on the field, and we do see where the offense, defense has had their glimmer and shimmer, but then we also see the bad. This is where we're going to see what is really exposed with the good, the bad, the ugly. So I think this weekend's game on Sunday is going to be the eye opener. It's going to show us, is Carson Wentz the real deal? It's also going to show us what problems we have with our offense, and we're talking about the line and receivers, running backs. And we're going to look at defense. Can the defensive line and everything, quarterbacks and everything, do what they need to do to stop the Steelers' offense?
I'm more concerned about Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger than any other aspect of the Steelers. The Steelers' defense is giving up 16 points a game. The Eagles is giving up 12 points per game. So a defensive battle might ensue in on Sunday. I mean, we're scoring about a similar number of points, 29 to like 30, 32, 33. So it's going to be in like a 20s. I think the game is going to be in the low 20s. The Eagles have a good chance of winning just because the Steelers, they don't have Le'Veon Bell, but they do have who they play? D'Angelo Williams, the running back. He's old. I mean, if the cornerbacks can stop Antonio Brown from running up the field and catching deep passes, I don't see why the Eagles can't win. I mean, their defense is pretty solid, and I think Jim Schwartz is going to let, the front seven, go to work on Ben Roethlisberger, trying to, get him hit and get him hit as often as he can.
Let's
And,
let Carson not take those hits as often.
The Steelers defense, the Steelers defense is going to try to prevent Carson from, throwing the deep ball to, Aguilar, or letting Matthews go down the middle of the field. He'll probably be doing a lot of short passes or slants like they were doing on Monday night, and they have a good chance to win. Carson has to stand upright. He can't get hit. He can't allow himself to be in a position to get hit, unnecessarily. But I can't say this is going to be a blowout on either side. I think it's this defensive battle. I think it's going to be the Battle of Pennsylvania, the East versus the West, the AFC versus the NFC. I want to pick the Eagles to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I can't.
I'm going to have faith in my team. I'm going to put the Eagles to win, and I'm calling it a show out. I think they're going to show out. Come on, Carson. Don't let me down. Show it out. Show it out.
I don't think so.
We're gonna pray about that.
It's going to be something like 23 to 20, 27, 24, something so like that.
You're going to call it a close out. I'm going to call it a show out.
Well, if they surprise us and become 3-0, I'm all for it. But realistically speaking, I don't see it.
Super Bowl!
So we're going to talk about a couple of positive stories in sports. Now, we've been talking about football, but I'm going to take the topic and touch on the NBA a little bit. Well, Dwayne Wade, he teamed up with the Miami Police Department for a 6-mile bike ride through the streets of Miami to promote unity. So all the chaos that's going on around the country with the police and the unarmed black men, unarmed black boys being killed, Dwayne Wade took initiative to go out into the community along with the police to ride around the streets on bikes, promoting health and recreation and unity with the police and the citizens of Miami. So that's something positive that's taking place in the country, involving a major influential figure in sports.
Okay.
Also, Jordan Matthews, Zach Ertz, Jordan Hicks, and Trey Burton visited the officer Ed Miller and the one who was shot over, I think it was last week or 2 weekends ago, when they were shot, him and another woman, Officer Sylvia Young. They took the time to go and visit these officers, at least Ed Miller in the hospital, and at least the officers were shown appreciation by these athletes in the city of Philadelphia. it's a lot going on, but it's good to see that at least some athletes are taking initiative to promote uh, unity, to promote health and well-being, and bring some positive spirits in these trying times we're living in.
Yes, and then I know last episode I mentioned about the Black Lives Matter and money and funneling. When I try to look up as far as the information about what does it do, it's just more or less saying they have chapters in different towns and cities that you, I guess, can donate to. The chapter, I guess you can just donate to the organization as a whole for whatever that chapter is doing in their town to uh, to promote unity. But it's not even Black lives that they're focused on. It's pretty much like different groups of people that could feel prejudice, discrimination, and things like that. So I said I was going to look it up. So I did the research, and that's all they had up on their website and everything. What I looked up and found is that that's pretty much how it works. But as far as with the sports and politics and the social sentiment in the country, it is a positive thing as far as for the athletes and those in the entertainment industry and sports industry to come out and speak on these issues, because it's more to life than just the sport arena. They are people. And there's been a lot of even controversy over Cam Newton and his political correctness. And even Richard Sherman got involved where he spoke some words and walked out of a press conference. So the things that need to be talked about. And we look forward to some more athletes and those that have already taken a stand and causing change to occur to better situations between police, minorities, and the likes.
Yeah. So the last topic of today is a section that I created called "You've Been Educated." So just giving you some history or interesting facts that I thought maybe you would like to know. But so the only there were four teams this preseason that went undefeated: the Vikings, the Ravens, the Texans, and the Eagles. And currently, all these teams are 2-0. Also, there were two teams in the preseason that lost all four games: the Saints and the Browns. They're currently 0-2. Now, this is taken from NFL.com. Dan Hanzus, who writes their section called "In Around." Just interesting facts, just something that maybe be of interest to you.
Yes, and then another interesting fact is a main thing that we've been seeing a lot in games is taunting, penalties for taunting. So I took the time to look that up to share what exactly is a taunting penalty. And what it says is taunting is the use of baiting or taunting acts or words that engender ill will between teams. Individual players involved in prolonged or excessive celebrations. Players are prohibited from engaging in any celebrations while on the ground. A celebration shall be deemed excessive or prolonged if a player continues to celebrate after a warning from an official. Two or more players engage in prolonged, excessive, premeditated, or choreographed celebrations. And lastly, possession or use of a foreign or extraneous object that are not part of the uniform during the game on the field or the sideline, or using the ball as a prop. Wow. So they break that down of what the taunting penalty is. So yeah, the days of Haya and Terrell always acting like he's a waiter and serving the ball and all that stuff. Bye. I look forward to those things. But this is episode 2, coming to a conclusion of Sports Ed. We hope to see you again after week 3 coming up. The start is tonight, week 3, Thursday night football. And this is Erin.
This is Danielle.
And you've been watching
Sports Ed. Bye-bye.